The Angry Birds Movie 2, the junior novel. Adapted by Heather Neffer. Based on the screenplay written by Peter Ackerman. Chapter 1. It was another beautiful day on Bird Island. The sun was shining, the birds were going about their business, and Red was doing what he did best, keeping the whole island safe. Red was the hero of Bird Island, and he intended on keeping it that way. As he performed his daily patrol at the beach, he stared through some binoculars toward Piggy Island. He and his friends were watching and waiting for the pigs to attack.
Anything from Piggy Island?
Red asked.
Nope, nothing,
Bomb replied.
South?
Chuck, who hadn't quite gotten the hang of his compass points, emerged out of a lump of sand, binoculars at the ready. Nope, nothing. They weren't the only ones on the lookout, though. A nearby hatchling spotted something in the sky. What's that? They asked as they pointed at a round object that was zipping closer and closer to the beach. Red gasped as he looked through the binoculars.
Oh no! Duck!
He warned. All the birds on the beach did just that, except for one. A cream pie soared through the air and made a loud splat as it hit a duck square in the face. Quickly, Red looked through his binoculars toward the Piggy Island. There he saw exactly what he suspected, a bunch of pigs next to a pie cannon, celebrating. The pigs had launched the pie that had smacked the poor duck right in the bill. Seething with anger, Red made a vow.
Those pigs,
he started. Are gonna pay, Chuck added fiercely, joining him. They looked expectantly at Bomb, who they hoped would finish their sentence.
For our lunches,
Bomb guessed. Red gave Bomb an odd look, but decided to try to save the moment.
Because of our hunger to give them,
Red continued, a taste of their own, Chuck joined in again.
Quesadilla,
Bomb said joyfully. Then he looked at his friends, who didn't seem as happy. He knew he hadn't said the right thing.
This game is hard.
Red knew what he had to do. Get revenge on Piggy Island and quick. Red, Bomb, and Chuck went into town, where Red admired a mural of himself. Alex, the painter, had done a great job of making Red look very heroic, just the way he looked on the day he had saved Bird Island from being invaded by the pigs. As he walked through town, Red was bombarded with affection from his fellow birds, who were very thankful for all of Red's help and leadership. We love you, one bird called. Thanks for everything, another said as they passed. Red stood tall. He was proud of himself for doing so much good for his town. Red stepped into the front of the slingshot line.
Sorry, guys. Taking over the blue line. Official business,
he explained. The other birds understood. They were happy that Red was taking care of them. Hey, Red! Alex shouted out to him. Isn't it funny how nobody liked you until you saved Bird Island, but now we all loved you? Red grimaced. It was true. It was true up until he'd saved the birds' eggs from going into one giant omelet for Leonard Mudbeard, the leader of the pigs. He had just been the local grouch. He didn't like being reminded of it, though.
Yes, thanks for bringing that up,
he replied sarcastically. Red, Chuck, and Bomb loaded a large bottle of hot sauce into the slingshot and pulled the slingshot strap back as hard as they could.
Okay, ready?
Red asked.
3.
He began the countdown. 2, Chuck continued.
2!
Bomb said enthusiastically.
No, Bomb, you say 1.
Red instructed him.
Bomb's eyes lit up. Oh, right,
he remembered.
1!
The trio let go of the strap, sending the hot sauce flying through the air and across the ocean toward their target, Piggy Island. Over on Piggy Island, things were peaceful in a very piggy way. There was lots of noise and clutter, just the way they liked it. Some of the pigs were enjoying a large pig-sized meal at the Piggy Island restaurant. One pig in particular believed his meal could use a little more flavor. "Yoo-hoo! Hot sauce, please!" he called out to the waiter. Thump! Things got a lot spicier when the hot sauce bottle from Bird Island hit the pig right on the gut. A bird versus pig prank war had begun! When a group of hatchlings celebrated at a party, one hatchling happily collected a balloon from a bird clown, but things didn't go as planned. "Ooh, the red one! The red one! Balloony!" Red shuddered. The bird clown's troubles reminded him of the day he was forced to be the bird clown. His cake delivery had resulted in an almighty bust-up with the young hatchling's parents, causing them to press charges. From across the ocean, the pigs focused a giant magnifying glass onto the balloons the hatchlings were so excited about. A beam of hot, intense light caused the balloons to burst. Pop! 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 The hatchlings saw that their beloved balloons had popped. They began to cry loudly. Then the ray of light glided over the balloons the bird clown was holding. Pop! 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 The bird clown started crying too. Red could feel his blood boiling. He was going to teach those pigs a lesson. Atop a diving board, he stood on Chuck's shoulders. Chuck was standing on Bomb's shoulders. "You mess with the hatchlings," Red said as he fastened on his swimming goggles. "You get the cannonball." "Ready, Terrence?" Bomb asked. Bomb was standing on Terrence's shoulders. Terrence growled. He was ready. With much of Bird Island watching and cheering them on, the 4 birds jumped into the ocean with a giant splosh. Their impact, mostly Terrence's, on the water caused a giant wave to form. The wave rolled across the ocean toward Piggy Island and smacked into it, soaking everything and everyone. The birds were able to relax again. Many returned to playing and sunbathing as they normally would, until several big shadows blocked the sun. It was Leonard in a piggy blimp. Leonard laughed as he looked down on Bird Beach. "This might pinch a little," he shouted down at them. On cue, the piggy crew dumped basket upon basket of giant crabs onto the beach from their safety of the blimps. Birds ran in terror as the clawed crustaceans crawled onto the sand. The blimps turned around. They had completed their mission. "Catch you later, you stupid birds," Leonard yelled as the blimp turned around, heading victoriously back to Piggy Island. Later that day, Leonard continued to gleefully watch the havoc of the crabs caused on Bird Island throughout a telescope from the comfort of his castle. While he laughed away, he suddenly felt a frantic tapping on his shoulder. One of Leonard's assistants was trying to get his attention and was pointing in the opposite direction of Bird Island. Curious, Leonard turned his telescope in the direction his assistant was pointing. "That's not coming from Bird Island," Leonard said. Leonard could see something flying in the air. Something coming toward Piggy Island. It looked like a chunk of ice, but it had a round shape to it. Quickly, it hurtled into Piggy Island beach, causing an explosion of sand and ice. Instantly, everything surrounding the impact zone was frozen solid. What the heck was that? And where did it come from? Leonard looked on, horrified. Frantically searching through his telescope lens, Leonard's gaze rested on something in the distance that he had never seen before. A mysterious icy island in the distance. A volcano belching a large plume of steam sat atop of it.